That's correct.
Weird. Okay. I don't know. I don't know a lot about the legal stuff.
This is the part where I would have given up on this dream. So I admire and respect you for soldiering on.
As someone who had a business that failed, you can do it. It's fine. You're still alive at the end of it. That's what I learned from my not great company.
Well, I suppose it's good to learn all the different kinds of, business models as well to see, because I know that we met through the people who give you the legal advice. So it's like, is one format better than the other?
I think for the Artist Co-op, what I'm dreaming and eventually will come to fruition is that artists can't pay full rent for a space, so it needs to be subsidized. And in order for it to get subsidized, we need to get donations, whether through individuals, foundations, the government, hopefully, whatever it is, so that we can continue to create art in neighborhoods and help artists work. So that's why I was super interested in creating a for-profit and still super interested in it and figuring out like a social enterprise to keep it sustainable so that artists can help other artists for the space. But I don't, right now in this environment with everything that's happening, I just think what's going to be sustainable is having it be a nonprofit.
Yeah. I wonder because, like, for instance, when you asked about Austin, like, it's not the case in all major cities in Texas even. Like, in Houston, it's better for the theaters to run as nonprofits. And it's just sort of, like, the vibe of the town and, like, what's plausible and, like, what people will pay for kind of thing. And I think also, like, real estate costs as well. Because, like, I know our space, we got like a good deal and we're like in downtown Austin, but we still got a good deal, coupling with the Masons in their building helps us a lot to do that kind of thing. So it's almost like getting some assistance, but really they're doing their own thing and we're renting out part of their space. But yeah, I mean, every city has a different vibe for the way that they can run their arts and whatever way that it functions best. And even just the nature of it, like when I was explaining how your space works to the fellas before we called you, it was like, it's just interesting how the mode of Austin is just a different kind of place than New York City is. Like it just the way artists deal with each other and the way companies like one of the biggest things that the improv schools in this town like to say is that we are not in competition with each other. And like technically we are, but we're not because of the intention of what we put out in the world. Like technically if you think about like, yeah, we're all trying to get the same audience, we're all trying to get the same students. So yeah, in a certain sense we are, but it's the attitude and the fact that it's like there's enough people for everyone to be taking classes and it not to overlap and it's not going to be a big deal, and enough shows going on and people to watch those shows that we don't feel the pull of competition the way we could in other kinds of cities. So it's just, it's like every town has a different vibe and it develops it in a different way. So it's really interesting for me anyway, because I've been doing theater for many, many years, to hear how it, what it's like in New York right now and what it's like for you. I only did small projects when I was in New York City and mostly stand-up and avant-garde theaters. And so it's just so fascinating to me, the different ways that different cities function.
Totally.
So, yeah.
And I wonder if it comes down to like this idea of fame or what, I don't know, thinking of like the UCB versus the Pitt competition. And is it because UCB has this idea that more famous people are going to come out of it, and where SNL young bloods are born. But then maybe in Austin, it's this idea of like, well, we're in it together, and I don't know. It sounds so kind of idyllic in a way.
It's a little idyllic. You should come visit.
No, I never met any idealists here.
Yeah, I mean, definitely come visit once you're in a good place and you can take a vacation. So in 3 or 4 years or something, you just give me a call and you can come on down and take a look at it. I mean, it is pretty cool. It's a good spot for sure. I don't know as far as like I think back to the very beginning when you were talking about how in this world right now, you can't just wait for somebody else to give you a project. You have to create the project on your own. I think that is the case actually for everything now. So as much as UCB probably uses this idea that when you take a class with them, you're like 2 steps away from going to SNL, I don't think that's true, because I know a lot of people that go to classes at UCB who are not 2 steps away from going to SNL. And I think that that's just sort of a selling point they try to use just because a few people in their ranks have gotten those kinds of roles. But if you think about any of the people, even the people in the current cast of SNL right now, they're from all across the country. They're from theaters everywhere. They're not all New York based. They're New York based now because that's where they have to live to do the show. But like more than half of them are from Chicago. There were a few from like the Midwest, and even like I want to say one of the guys was from Tennessee or something. Like that's, I mean, I wouldn't even put that on the top of like improv cities in the country, and yet somehow they find their way to it. So I think people who hustle, people who create stuff, and all, I can almost guarantee you that every person who is getting the jobs in the major cities of New York and LA are people like you and the people who you're trying to foster having around you, who don't wait for somebody to be like, here's a project, but instead really like put their mind to creating something, and then when that thing gets created and is starting to develop, somebody who does television, one of the online networks or something, they're like, this person knows how to run a show. This person knows how to make this happen. Let's give them more money so they can do more of it.
Totally.
So,
it's so true.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I feel like you totally get it, Amy. You got it.
Oh, you're so sweet.
It makes me think of like, have you seen Insecure on HBO?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've seen of it. I haven't actually watched it, but yes, I'm aware of it.
It's pretty awesome, and I'm forgetting her name, but she started as a web series, and then I think it was called Awkward Black Girl, or no, that's a different show. But I know Insecure started as a web series. It got picked up by HBO, and that whole scenario that you created, yes. Amen.
Yeah. I mean, that's how if you think of almost all the shows that are not already built by existing, like, production companies, Disney. Like, Disney or Marvel, which I guess are the same at this point. But it's like those, they build like 1,000 shows because they have huge production companies. But almost all of the like major shows that are out there right now are somebody had an idea, built like 2 seasons on their own, and then all of a sudden somebody was like, let's do it. Things like Workaholics, High Maintenance, Broad City, all those things. They got picked up, and they had already been like, it's like you can go online and watch hundreds of hours of previous to them being on television footage of these characters, of this world. You know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of a geek's paradise, honestly, when you like a show and then you find out that you can go online and watch another like 5 seasons of it that you can't find on regular television. It's like, oh, what? That's so great. Like, but yeah, I mean, it's the only way that it happens anymore. And you know, they're not like, it's not like back in the day when I was when I remember watching 90210, and the dream of watching that was the idea that somebody would see you in a mall and be like, "You're really talented. Let me make you famous." And then that's how it happened.
You're a guy with an earring. Come on,
I like
Hollywood.
I like that earring you're wearing there, kid. Is that a flannel you're wearing? Oh, well. This was the 90s, guys.
But I hope, no, all jokes aside, I really hope that the narratives we're telling are more inclusive, because we're giving more people an opportunity versus just saying, oh, there's this beautiful white woman in a mall. Great, let's have her be the one single narrative we tell. But it's like, hey, these people I'm writing my own story. I'm going to see within my network and social media community what's going to resonate. And then hopefully it becomes viral, and viral enough that HBO or CBS wants to pick it up.
Yep.
So it's kind of exciting and really fucking scary. Like, it's the way art is being made is changing so drastically.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'm going out on a limb saying that, but I really think it is.
No, and I think you're in the perfect position to support the people to do it. I mean, you're talking about how what you really want to do is help people connect with one another, and if you stay as optimistic and positive as you have been, I mean, the whole time I've ever talked to you, like, when people meet you, they will be empowered to do those kinds of things, and then someday you'll see them on television and be like, that was an idea we came up with in the co-op. Like,
that's a co-op.
Yeah, it's like, that's where we were. I mean, I think that sometimes too. I've been doing theater for a very long time, and every time I see somebody that I know on TV or do a show or do something, I get so proud of them. I'm so excited that I happen to meet them on their journey, and I can do whatever it is that I can do to give them support and love so that they can make great art as they continue.
And that also helps them, forget about the whole non-profit part.
Not having profits.
Yeah, not making any money. As long as we just feel good about ourselves and feel pretty. We keep on coming back, so,
hey, some people that I work... I'm sorry it hasn't happened to you two. But some people that I've worked with are making millions of dollars on television shows.
I'm so happy for them. I'm so happy for them.
Oh, don't cry, Wendell. Don't cry.
My whole life has been nonprofit, so I'm not, mad about it now. I have been...
Oh, Wendell.
Yo, boy.
I've been a serf for most of my life.
A plebe.
No, this is awesome. This is a really cool idea. I would actually love to see pictures of this space. It sounds like...
Well, go to our Instagram page.
There you go.
The artist plug right there. Or go to Facebook and search the Artist Co-op. There is a dash between the two O's.
Okay.
We've been documenting the whole thing, actually.
Cool.
We just built some custom-made doors that are soundproof. They're pretty gorgeous.
Oh, nice.
Soundproof? Wow.
We don't even have sound.
Yeah.
We're not soundproof in our recording studio, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. This is legit.
And
We're not
Masons
skimping.
built our studio.
I don't know, it's pretty soundproof in the Mason building, honestly.
Yeah.
We're just not here. We're not in a Mason building right now.
I can hear the goat screams every now and then.
All right.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. So it's called the Artist Co-op, all one word, on Instagram?
With a dash.
With a dash between the O's?
Yeah. I think when you search for it on Instagram, there's no dash between the O's. But
Okay.
yeah. On Facebook, it's 3 words, the Artist Co-op.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go to our website and check it all out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, and take care. And I wish you great success in everything that you're doing.
Yeah, best of luck.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Good night.
Good luck,
All
Bye.
right. Good night.
Bye. Thanks for listening to Yes But Why podcast.